Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Anthoneil, champagnie, M.A.T Pro. I just want to talk about something that I really think is very important to everyone, male, female, boy, girl, doesn't matter, is having that alone time. I preached about it on my YouTube channel. That's Anthoneil Champagnie. It's called M.A.T time. It's my alone time, and I feel everyone deserves that alone time. And what that means is that you take time to empty out the garbage in your head. Let's take example, you have a garbage bin and it's empty, and that's how it starts. But as things happen in this world that you sometimes cannot control, or you can control, but you allow it into your head, the garbage starts to fill up. And I'm not talking about positive, I'm talking about negative things, negative garbage. And they start to fill up some more, and then eventually, as it fills up, it spills over. But because you're not getting a chance to let those things out, let those aggressions out somewhere, some form, in a positive manner, it starts to fill up and it gets explosive. Eventually it overflows and topples over, and that becomes like a volcanic effect because you didn't get a chance to let those things out. See, for me, that was happening to me about a year ago and more after that. I would let things, I'd harbor things inside of me, and I didn't have a positive way to that. I didn't have a positive role model like a good father or something like that to say, yo, I want to talk to you about something. No, I didn't have that, so I'm not saying that there's people that has other alternatives. I didn't know how to express those things or take those things and turn them into positive. So I would explode, especially as a competitor. You can take on a lot of stress under these certain circumstances. It doesn't do well with your body, but in life in general, just not for the competitors alone, for anyone, that you take on stress as you get ready for shows. And we're taught not to take on so much stress because it can bring cortisol in the body, change the body, and make you retain water, and your body won't change as you want it to. So if you don't control your mind, your body won't do what it wants to do, what you want it to do. It'll do what it wants to do. So what I'm saying is that I would take those things on to me, and eventually when I do let them out, it just be a bag of mess. So now I've learned to take some alone time to myself. Like, I actually love being alone. I really like being alone. And when I took the time to go to Florida, and because I had to get away, I remember my friends before, they were like, no, stay because your son is here, and and I would be like, all right, I'll try to kick it out. But when my real true friends started telling me, yo, Neil, you need to go, because if you don't, things are gonna happen bad for you, then I just took everything, whatever I had, and just went. And it just came up to be the best thing ever happened to me was to leave. And a lot of people didn't believe I would have done it, but I did it because I had to. I had no choice. At one point I didn't have a place to live, so I just took myself and just like, let's boogie, and then end up in Florida, a little bit under some kind of stress out there, try to develop some friends right away, but those friends that I developed right away weren't real friends. They were only there for whatever benefits that they thought I could help them in because of whatever, quote unquote, I was an IW pro and I was gonna help them get there. No, I wasn't gonna help them do anything. I got where I got because I bust my ass and I work hard and I train hard, and that's just the way I am. Like, he was like, how can you be this way you are when you're training? Like, when I'm training for a show, I'm not exactly the same person I am now. I'm a little calmer now, but when I'm training for a show, I'm a little bit like, no, I'm a lot like a really asshole, because I'm really aggressive with it. A lot of people don't understand like that. I don't beast out on people. I don't try to be rude to people at all. I just focus so much on that day and that training day that I have to have it as perfect as possible. Some people in life may not understand that, and I'm okay with that. People not understanding the type of way you have to be in order to be a winner, and that's just for me. Like, people say, well, this person trains like this person trains like that, that person talks while they're training, and that person likes to communicate while they're doing that, and that person, well, that's not for me. Now, when I'm getting ready to do something that's very important to me, I'm not sitting here trying to communicate with the world. That's just the type of person. I'm so focused that I don't want anything to bother me. I really don't speak when I'm training, and it has nothing to do with me being an asshole. It's just this is how I focus. I like to train alone sometimes, and if I have a partner that wants to come in with me and he understands that, or she understands it, that I need you to be quiet while I'm training and focus on it, then fine. But if not, I'm always doing it by myself, or with a coach, whatever. But that's just the way I am, and I'm not going to change that for anybody. And the years before that, I used to try to change and try to become the Dexter Jackson who does it this way, or the Kai Green who does it this way, or the whoever it is out there that does it their way. That's their way. Embrace your way. As long as you're not being negative and hurting anybody, embrace your way. And that's the way Anthoneil trains, But I also have to learn that to strengthen my mind so that things don't bother me when that shouldn't bother me. So going out there, I spent a lot of time alone, and I got to know who I was. Like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know the type of person I needed to be, or who I didn't have a relationship with myself. And now I have this great relationship with myself that nobody can change. Like, I don't care. You can come and tell me, yo, Anthoneil, you're this and that, but I don't care what you think about me right now. Like I already know who I am right now, and this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to be until I end up in the earth. But I know I'm a kinder person than I was before. But I'm also a person who understands that this is who I'm going to be. I'm not going to change. I'm this age now, and there's very little change that I'm going to make down the road. But as far as me, I love who I am, and I love taking that time alone to empty the garbage, because sometimes, despite that you want to not have negative people around you, sometimes they just end up some way. You don't know who they are. They just end up being there, and then you'll listen to their nonsense for a little while, and then be like, no, this is I don't want to be around this, or I don't want to be around this kind of environment. This is not good for me. So I learned to just take long walks and talk to myself. Yeah, that's right. I talk to myself a lot because it confirms who I am and what I want to do in my life, and I keep doing that. I keep confirming, like, hold on a minute. Tell yourself, remember when you talked about this and you said you wanted to do this and you did this because, why are you changing again? Why are you letting someone get into your head again? And you can say to yourself, no, they're not getting it. No, this is not happening. So now you can confirm, no, this is what I came to do. These are the things I want to do, and I'm not changing them for the world, for nobody. So despite what anybody thinks about you or what they want you to do, that's fine how they think they want you. Don't tell me how I want to do things. Like, this is how I'm going to be. So I always take some time alone, especially when I feel like too much garbage is in my head. I talk to guys about relationships, and ever since I came back in Florida, I've gotten good feedback from people saying, Neil, it was the best thing you ever did with going to Florida. Oh, I didn't think you was going to do it. Or I said, yeah. And then it's like, how you feel? I said, I'm great. I'm good. Thank you very much. I didn't think I was going to do it either, but I had to. And then when I hear about the things they're going through, and I'm like, wow, you're going through the same things I've been through. And I try to talk to them, and I'm not trying to charge them to talk to me. I sit down and talk to anybody. If you want to come and sit down, talk to me, and ask me, how did it go? I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy being by myself all the time. Walking down the street of Florida, and be like, oh, but you was in the beautiful hot weather and the palm trees and yeah, but my son was in New York, and I wanted to be there, but I couldn't be the right person for him there, so I went away, and people was like, oh, you probably was a chicken to go away because you left. No, I wasn't. If I didn't go, then I couldn't be a better person for him when I came back, and realizing when I came back, I have more to offer him now mentally, so that eventually he'll just be like, you know what, Dad, he has a lot of questions to ask. I can be a strong person for him. I know I didn't do a lot of perfect things, and I know a lot of parents out there believe that their lives will not unfold eventually after a few years, or your child won't know about the things you've done. I know my son will know, but guess what? I'm prepared to sit there and confront him and tell him what these things were, what I did, because I'm not going to be afraid to tell him. I've been through a situation where, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but it just so happens that, I had a similar situation where, your parents may think that they were perfect, and they won't come back and tell you, oh, this, and Kids gonna know. Kids are gonna find out about it. The best thing you do is sit down and confront them, like, okay, yeah, I did this. You know why I did this? I did this because of this, and it wasn't the best situation for me or decision for me, but I did it. But I'm a better person for it, and I want you to be a better person for it. You know, I'm gonna be honest with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with myself. So these are the things that I unfold in myself, and I start to get to know myself and say, you know, Anthoneil, I'm going to be a better person for me and for him, and so that when the time comes for me to address any issues, I'm not afraid to address those issues. I'm not running away from any issues concerning how I'm going to be as a father, as a friend, as a spouse, whatever it is. I'm still a human being, and I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but if we don't empty out our mind and take time to be alone, we'll continue making those mistakes. I think me taking time alone whenever I have to make a big decision and confirming and talking to myself helps make the best decision for me, you know? So I encourage anybody that is out there that's really want to do anything and they feel like they have a lot of garbage in their head, and especially men, you know, we're taught to carry the weight on our shoulders and be tough and be, no, we're still human beings, and we're still, you know, emotional inside, and we still have insides that do get hurt despite how our size is, and especially bodybuilders, we're seen as so big and we can take, no, we still have emotion inside, so we're taught to, like, you know what, be tough, and no, you still, inside you still want to be that type of person, but like, you know what, I need some time alone, I need to empty out some garbage, because I don't want to explode on you, I don't want to explode on you, so let me just take some time and be alone, because it's never a good thing to do any of that exploding at the wrong time, you know. So I encourage you to take some time and be alone, especially if you're going through some relationship problems, whereas you may not understand why this person is this way towards you, but if you take some time, step back and say, you know what, maybe I did something wrong, maybe I did something, and stop blaming the other person and look at yourself and you're like, you know what, maybe I can be a better person if I take some time and get to know me. So getting to know myself is the best thing I ever did, and I encourage anyone to do that, you know. And if anybody wants to talk, you know, or email me, or, you know, they have any suggestions, or they just going through something that they want to speak about. Hey, my YouTube channel, jot something down, you know, go on my Instagram, it's IFBB Pro Anthoneil Champagnie, or type in my YouTube, Anthoneil Champagnie, it's ANTHONEIL, and Champagnie CHAMPAGNIE, and put it down. Put it right down there and email me. I'll talk to you privately, message me, it doesn't matter, because I feel like freely we should get this word out there so that we don't have people exploding, and the world is it's such a vast place for all of us to get so much out of it. But why should we limit ourselves with these mistakes and these things that happen to us? So, you know, sometimes you may have to get away and run away for a while. Doesn't mean that you're gonna stay away. It just means that you need time to clear up what's going on inside of your head. So take some time, get some M.A.T time. This is Anthoneil Champagnie. See you next time.